Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar Generations video. In this one I want to talk about the new PvP update to the game, but also I suppose a little bit about the Omashu update because they're sort of grouping them both together, even though the Omashu update is like a couple of weeks old at this point. But, you know, it makes sense. They're kind of highlighting that these are the two biggest updates to the game since launch, and together they're a pretty significant amount of content. Now, I say that, but I also don't quite agree with it, just because I do have a little bit of an issue with them, I think, over highlighting, over exaggerating, like, how much content, like, there is in, like, Omashu, and that, like, you've added one of 61 episodes of Avatar to the game. I get it, it is a notable location, it is a memorable episode, but in the grand scheme of Avatar, this is not actually that much story content overall. There are so many bigger episodes still to come. There are so many other generations of Avatar that you still need to add into the game. Korra, Kyoshi, Roku, which you've directly said, are coming at some point, and I don't feel like we have a lot of information about what that is. This update is good. I will say that. I think Omashu is good. I think the PvP is good. But I do think they need to be better about communicating to the community about when more new content is coming. And by that I do mean new editions of episodes, and especially about when we can expect the second generation to be added to the game. That has been a bit of a problem because obviously, just prior to Omashu, it felt like the community had sort of reached a little bit of a breaking point in terms of like when is the first like actual update to the game coming, and it finally hit. And I think the problem is that immediately you're like, okay, that's episode 5. What about episode 6? When's episode 6 coming? Episode 7, episode 8, because we're in 2023. We're not in 2005 anymore. There's only so much you can hype up 2005 episodes of Avatar being added to the game. Sure, there's some cool characters and stuff like that, but, you know, is this going to be the pacing of getting through Avatar? There's a distinct lack of, I think, understanding from a lot of the community about what the plan is for how this stuff is going to get added to the game. So I think the developers do the best that they can to communicate, and I understand that a lot of the restrictions that are sort of in place are more imposed by basically Avatar Studios, Viacom, Nickelodeon, Paramount, over the top in terms of them having to approve everything. But some sort of a roadmap is absolutely needed for this game. It's just, at this point, it's non-negotiable. It just feels like it is something that is absolutely needed. There needs to be some sense of understanding about when new stuff will be added to the game, because even stuff like this, it feels almost a little bit like random, that like it's just, you don't hear much and then suddenly, boom, PvP's in the game out of almost like nowhere. Stuff like that needs to be worked on, and if there's any feedback that the developers can give to like Avatar Studios and the high-ups, it's please stress to them the importance of allowing you guys to communicate better with the fans of the game. But anyway, let's talk about this update. So 1.8.1 patch notes are obviously now available for the game. I also have a press release that I was sent and stuff like that. So the big thing here is, of course, Arena and Omashu. So PvP is now in the game. You'll get 5 regenerating tickets, and then there are ways to earn tickets elsewhere. Every battle you do in the arena requires 1 ticket from what I can tell, and the idea of how it works is that you have a defense team and an attack team. The defense team you set in the arena mode, and you kind of like leave it there, and that will be the version of your team that other people will fight. Your attack team, of course, you can change based on what battle you choose in the arena, so it's not set in stone. So that's how that works. You're going to earn victory points to go up the ranks and arena coins to use in the arena shop. There's a leaderboard for 100 players. There will be rewards every week based on progress, and you will either for the next week be placed in a lower division or the same division. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And then there's a few things to avoid, I suppose, sort of manipulation of the leaderboards, where like a few hours before the end of the reset, they'll change all players' names to question mark, so you can't really identify who's who. And this is, I think, to avoid like specifically targeting people to lower their rank and that sort of stuff. That makes sense. You can. This is a big one actually. Like you can actually fight against your own defense team. This is a way to just have basically test battles as much as you want. So that's very, very good. There's some new packs and stuff like that available. But this is interesting. This is not currently in the game yet. So it seems like this is coming at a slightly later point. But there'll be a sort of cabbage cart kind of situation where you can go there and you can watch ads to earn nature stones and energy. So there's no ad stuff in the game currently, but this will add some of that in. But obviously, I guess you choose to do it if you want. And I think just even for just energy, that's a good way to do things. You can often run out of energy quite quickly. So watching a few ads to get some more energy is actually a pretty good thing. It obviously depends on how much of this stuff you get, but it's a good thing whenever it actually gets added in. There's been some bug fixes and stuff like that. The other thing to note is that obviously Earth Rumble is what the arena actually is. This is the sort of kind of framing of it, is that your PvP stuff is in Earth Rumble. So a lot of the challenges for the arena at the moment are to use Earth heroes in the Earth Rumble. And especially if you have quite a few Earth heroes, you can just set up a team of 4 and get through a lot of this stuff quite quickly. But again, I will be doing some gameplay in the second half of this video, so I can show off some of this stuff when we get there. But basically, you'll be earning arena coins, tickets, summon tickets, peace and chaos tickets, and art essences from doing the arena. The other thing that's just recently been added into the game is the Deserter Summon Banner, where you can get Jeong, and also the unique relic, Roku's Decree. And then, technically along with this in the shop is also, these kind of deserter kind of themed arts, which give you attack increases, and it can get you the Vanish skill, which is Jeong's skill. So that's all pretty cool. And interestingly, as part of kind of making this video, they did actually send me Jeong. So I have Jeong in the game, so I can talk about him. I already have Bumi, so I can talk about some of these newer characters introduced into the game when we get there. So with that, I suppose we'll take a quick look at the trailer for highlighting Omashu and the PvP mode.
Welcome to an Avatar Generations showcase of our newly released Omashu expansion. We are so excited to share all of this new content as we continue our retelling of this iconic story. So let's begin.
My cabbages!
In this update, we continue the story of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and we've now reached the city of Omashu. Players are now able to battle King Bumi in 5 different stages, collecting a unique currency as well as other rewards.
Knock, knock.
New collectibles are now available, including Bumi himself,
Too slow.
as well as a support version of his gorilla goat Flopsy, with more heroes, relics, and supports being added in the coming weeks.
Finally, we can find out who is the greatest earthbender of all time.
Introducing the Earth Rumble Arena, Avatar Generations' very own player versus player arena.
Bye now.
Avatar Generations now
Just to pause it here for a second, you can see Blue Spirit here, which I assume is going to be one of the upcoming kind of things in the game that you can get.
features an all-new PvP mode. You can take on
There's the Blue Spirit once again, just highlighting
other
that
players
you can
and
get it.
battle your way up the leaderboard. Enter the new battle test mode and battle your own defensive team.
There's a UA, for anyone wondering. That's going to be another one of the, I think, Peace Chaos summon events that will happen at some point. I think there's also going to be a Moon Slayer Zhao as part of that as well.
Thanks for watching.
I'm Andrew, and I look forward to facing you.
There's Bo Keen, so he's going to be, I think, added into the game at some point soon. Probably one of the next upcoming summon banners.
Rumble Arena. We hope you enjoy exploring the new Omashu expansion, available now in Avatar Generations. Get it from the App Store or Google Play Store.
Okay, so that's all cool. Like we know what we're doing there. So the final thing to talk about here is just the press release. Most of it is the same, just highlighting, you know, Bumi, Omashu, cool stuff. PvP is being added in using the Earth Rumble as the setting, leaderboards and stuff like that. It's this bullet point list of information that's a little bit interesting. So the expansion is going to add in new characters, so Bumi, Flopsy, Captain Bokeen, and meet a certain cabbage merchant, so that's all cool. Captain Bokeen is really the only one that we still need to get properly added in. New campaign and exploration, so that's just Omashu itself. New boss battle stages, which is the Bumi stages. New player missions is just new kind of challenges basically to do. New environments, including Omashu and the Earth Rumble Arena. That's already in here, of course. And then this is interesting. A couple of surprise additions, one of which will have a very sharp appearance. Now, it doesn't say anything more than that, but this is an interesting one to sort of discuss, because for any Avatar fan reading that, who knows their stuff, they would immediately go to, okay, the beach. Azula tells Chan that he has a very sharp outfit. So is this Azula being introduced to the game? Because I don't think it's Chan being introduced into the game. So is it Azula, or is this just very simple and it's referring to like a character with swords and it's going to be like Blue Spirit, Zuko, or something like that? At least to me, I would interpret this as, like, I think most Avatar fans would take that as that is probably a tease for Azula, but I don't actually know for sure if that's what it's meant to be. But when you emphasize sharp in an Avatar, I think Azula is the first thing that comes to anyone's mind. And it does make sense. There are characters in the game already that are kind of in it ahead of their appearance within the kind of story. So Azula does make sense. Like, that is going to bring people in so they can get Azula and use her in the game. And that's going to be, I think, a pretty big event when they can introduce her in. But yeah, that's most of what there is here in terms of the kind of press release kind of side of things. Again, I would like to emphasize that I do think the communication about future content with this game does need to be better. I don't think we should be only learning about updates like a day or two before they actually hit. I think people should have some sense for, on a regular basis, this game is going to get an update with like the next episode of Avatar, you know, in this many weeks, every month, or what. Similarly, I think they eventually have to tell us what the plan is for adding in the different generations, because it's very confusing, because I think most people assume we're not going to finish Avatar and then go into Korra, and then finish Korra and then go into this. I think the idea is that we're meant to have multiple generations rolling at the same time, but because we've not been told anything apart from the fact that Korra, Kyoshi, Roku content is coming to the game, it's kind of frustrating to see that the game, it's called Avatar Generations, but so far the game is just Avatar Generation, because it's just ATLA focused, and so it needs to add in those other things to justify the title and like the intro for the game that they have, and kind of fulfill the potential that is there within the game. Because that's what's going to truly interest people, is that, like, it's cool that all these characters and locations are being added to the game, but I think a lot of fans would more appreciate sort of, you know, the Kyoshi novel adaptations being in here sooner rather than later, because for people who haven't read the novels, that content is going to be brand new. And even people who have read the novels are going to want to play the game to see more visuals associated with those characters. So that's just some kind of like my feedback, my thoughts on kind of what has been a little bit frustrating me as an Avatar fan with this game. Otherwise, I do play this game basically every day, sometimes for, you know, an hour or two, sometimes just to quickly log in and do some quick things. But I have made sure to kind of log in every day and play it, because as an Avatar fan, I like what's here. I see the potential for the game, but I think the communication needs to be better, and I think the cadence of releases needs to be a little bit better than it currently is. And that's just what I want to kind of emphasize here. But in the next part of the video, I will go into some gameplay where I'll show off some arena stuff, show off Omashu, Bumi, Jeong, and some of the other characters that I have. Kind of just showing you my kind of progress, sort of where I'm at, and just my thoughts on the game at this stage, like a month and a half in. Okay, so here we are with the gameplay section of this video. So I'll just go straight in and start with the new characters, of course. So Bumi and Jeong. So if we go into my characters here, you can get a sense for what characters I do actually have versus which ones I suppose I don't have here. So you can see here, I finally got the starter Aang to level 70. I literally just did that last night. Managed to get Katara to 60, and I'm somewhat close. There's still a little bit of stuff I need before I can kind of rank her up to get to rank 60 as well. Other thing I'm working on is Suki. I'm working towards also ranking her up to 60, and Bumi I'm also on the kind of path to kind of ranking him up as well. So here is Bumi. Let's just quickly go through some of his skills. I won't spend too much time here, but he's one of these interesting characters where his passive skill basically does like a stance change thing effectively, where his skills change to become sort of slightly more powerful for a select amount of time, and then they go back. So he starts with the kind of positive, negative, and neutral Jeong lineup, where they do earthbending damage, potential to increase the earth element rank. That's a nice basic attack, just doing the earthbending debuff, that's good. The hit all enemies attack here also deals earthbending damage, but also has a chance to inflict imbalanced state on your opponent. And obviously, once you do one of these things, once you inflict a negative state on an enemy, that's when you do the switch to these other skills here, where his basic attack then becomes a 3-hit bending damage attack, where obviously your attack does more damage if the opponent has an elemental debuff, and you gain increased accuracy, which means a higher chance at the elemental debuff. And then the advanced skill suddenly becomes the strongest, and you deal knockback damage to all enemies, and you gain increased attack for a turn. And of course, this lasts a couple of turns. You gain new skills for 2 turns, and then you switch back, which makes sense. You know, unless you do a full-on earthbending team, you would like Bumi to turn back so you can inflict more of the earth debuffs. But you can use combos to do that as well. And of course, there are the whole skill mastery things going on that I'm still working on with Bumi, because he's a relatively new character. Because even grinding through a lot of that stuff can be quite tricky, where like you need to do 10 boss battles with the character. It takes a bit of time for the newer characters. So that's Bumi, who I think is a very, very good earth character. I think with the earthbending characters especially, you want to inflict the earth debuff, or you want knockback, and he actually has sort of both, which I do very much appreciate. One of the kind of teams I'd like to make would be like a full earthbending team, but at the moment, you know, you have like the Earth Kingdom soldier, but he's really hard to get skill coins for, and I often feel like I don't want to like waste them on him necessarily. We did recently get the Omashu soldier, but I'm not sure he's necessarily the character that I want to use as like the offensive kind of earthbender, which is why I probably do need to at some point try and get the offense orientated Toph, or I think Xinfu is also an attack earthbender. But we have Jeong here. So as you can see here, he's still level 1. I haven't really done much with him except for like travel a couple of adventure paths. So what we're going to do straight away is just going to upgrade him a little bit. So we'll just put him up, straight up to level 10, which is very, very easy to do. So that's fine. We'll actually ascend him as well, because again, at this point in the game, it's really easy for me to get characters to like level 30 basically. But after that is when you definitely have to start making a lot of choices overall about, you know, is this what I want to do or not, and so on. So yeah, there's that. I can actually put him straight up to, not quite, I just have run out of training scrolls a little bit here, but we'll just put him up to 19 here. I suppose like we can actually really briefly maybe do some of these to level them up a bit more. But just to quickly show you some of this stuff. He is a defense character, and I've also put the new Deserter set on him, as you can see here. So Book of the Deserter and all of these items, which have the Deserter set effect, which is, let me get it up here, yeah. Increases attack by 15%, 35, for 6, which is what I have, 40%, and then you also get Vanish for 2 turns when your HP is 25 or below. So I just put these on him for thematic reasons, as like, okay, a defense character, but actually leaning into offense here. That seems kind of interesting to me. Don't have any support or relic on him just yet. I probably should put something here. What's this going on here? What will I do? Versus masks. Maybe. I'm not sure how often Jeong can get a defensive buff necessarily, but you know, there's options to do with him, so I can't really think about what exactly I want to do right now. But yeah, we'll cover his skills, because he also works in a somewhat unique way as a character. He has one skill change, but we'll get to that. So standard skill is amplify damage to all enemies with a 45% chance to inflict imbalance state. So that's pretty good. And again, amplify damage, for anyone who forgets, is 50% chance to increase the duration of an elemental effect by 1 turn. His advanced skill is Vanishing Flame. Gain HP regen for 2 turns, enter Vanished state for 2 turns, and your advanced skill switches to become Meditation for 6 turns. Which makes sense, because the whole idea of Vanished state is that you're kind of out of the fight for 2 turns, so long as you don't attack. So if you want to stay in the Vanished state, you need to do an ability that doesn't cause damage, so that's why you need to switch to Meditation here. So you gain immunity, so you continue the Vanished state, but also you increase the resistance of your allies by 35% and decrease resistance of enemies by 35% for a turn. So that's good. And in combination with the passive skill, which is reduce the damage of all allies received by 25% for 1 turn when you enter a Vanished state. You know, it all works together for him to be kind of like buffing you in terms of like resistance, so you avoid like debuffs and stuff like that, and then also you avoid certain amount of damage. So he seems pretty good as like a defensive firebender character. There's not too many of them unless you want to go into using some of the like defense orientated Zuko's. So he actually seems like a pretty cool idea for a character. So yeah, you just need to kind of like, I suppose, level him up a little bit and stuff like that. So we'll just head back to the main menu here. There we go, and we do have some daily missions that we've completed, so we'll just claim this. And this will get us a little bit more stamina here. And yeah, so we're going to go into activities. You can see the arena is right there. So you can see my rank is what, number 361. But anyway, we're going to go and get some training scrolls here. So I'll just do the skip ticket method. So I'll go rank 5, sorry. And what I'll do here is, because I'm going to skip, I'll just take out, like, say, Suki, and I'll put Jeong in, just so I can get some of the kind of training with him. And then we'll do just skip. And you can see, because I've 3-starred this before, I can just skip it, and I get 1,400 scrolls. That's fine. I'm doing these one at a time, just because the game sometimes registers like stuff like this a little bit weirdly. So I'm trying to get some of the stuff on Jeong that like he's participated in activities, which I think is one of the mastery kind of things going on. So I'll just do this to build up some more kind of training scrolls. And again, we can do this 5 times at this level, and I'll just do that all here. So now I have a ton of training scrolls, and we can go back in and level up Jeong some more. And again, this is the thing where you're leveling up the characters, like it does end up costing quite a lot of training scrolls, especially at the higher levels, and money especially. And especially because you need to level up the support that you use with them, the relic you use with them, and then all 6 arts as well. It can get very, very pricey. It could be like millions of gold just to level up the characters kind of properly. So we can go into Jeong here, who has gone up to level 20 because he gained some experience from those skip battles. So what we can do here is we can ascend. This is all still the basic kind of currency here. So you can see I have quite a lot of all of this stuff. So we'll just ascend him there. It only costs like 6,000. And then we'll go back. And then we'll upgrade again. So yeah, you can see here, to go from 20 to 30, it requires like just under 800 tickets and 94,000, which we can do. And he should be a lot more usable as a character at this point. So, I suppose I'll just briefly increase some of his arts as well, just while we're here. Okay, now I just need to go in and see which ones of these are good or not. When I look at these ones, I often look for like, okay, this is attack, and then the ones in the white are obviously this sort of like extra effects. They're not the main stat increases, so you're not going to see much growth as you level it up on those ones. So what do we have here? Attack, HP, defense, and then accuracy percentage, which is, I think for this Jeong is not necessarily something that's super useful. Critical percentage and its accuracy percentage. Okay, this one is attack percentage and attack. So yeah, I'll just quickly level up some of this stuff a bit. So like you can see here, it costs 300,000 to go all the way up to level 15, which I don't really have because I'm a little low on gold at this point. So I'll just bump this up to, yeah, level 5. And you can see here, it's now attack plus 15%. So you can see there's some huge differences that you can make, and that like if you get the right stat lineups on your arts, you can suddenly have huge percentage gains on a lot of your stats by just doing this sort of stuff. And then again, like I could just go in and get lots of gold by doing this 5 skip tickets on the pirate activity. But that's just a brief idea of kind of Jeong there. So yeah, we'll try out the arena now, just while we're here. So, arena is here. So you can see here, there's me, airspeed level 40. I'm at apprentice 5, rank 362. I've won every battle I've done so far, and the reward there, 30, is that I think if I finish on this, that's what I will get as a reward. Here's my defense team overall, and you can see that these people have attacked me, and I guess won, because they're obviously higher ranked people here. So you can see that like they obviously have quite high level teams to have defeated me, I think. Like does it tell me a percentage here on this? So if I go edit team, does it tell me this? Maybe it's the leaderboard I need to check. So you can see that's where some of the top people are. Stats. Okay, here. Defensive wins. Okay, so of the 4 people who have battled me, 3 have defeated my team, 1 lost. So okay, that explains a little bit. So what we're going to do here is, I guess we're just going to do one of these battles, and this is how it works. It's not some random matchmaking thing. You choose of these 3 people who you want to go up against. And now I think the way it works is that if you defeat all 3 people on your list here, you get a slight bonus. But we're just going to do the first one here on the list. And we're going to go in with, for the most part, that is my best team, I think. Just for this round, I'll swap this a little bit. I'll put Katara back here, and I'll actually put Bumi in over here. And then still 3 Team Avatar members. I think I'll go with this over anything else. So yeah, we'll just go in and do this. This shouldn't be too much of a problem. All level 40, and we'll just do this battle. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Suki goes first, and yeah, we have an advantage against the person in the front, so I'll just do the full power attack. That should be a win. Yes. Tara goes, nothing happens. Bumi goes.
Too slow.
Bumi counters, I suppose, there. That's what happened there, because he has the counter art on him, so that's what happened there. I'll use my advanced skill for attack Katara, which I really like because it can inflict a water effect on people, and it also does good damage, and often gets you an extra turn. So I'm a big fan of offense-focused Katara, and then we should be able to win it here with Aang. So there we go. There's no multi-round thing here, it's just kind of one and done. And then you can see here we get a slight increase in our skill, our ranking, and we get, what's that, 2 coins, 2 adventure coins, arena coins for winning. And that's basically how it works. You just keep doing them so long as you have arena tickets to fight, with again the idea that, note, it's 47 out of 5 up here at the top for me. But when I'm below 5, they'll regenerate like your stamina does with the lower number. So that's how that works. The shop, which again, remember, it was on the kind of list of kind of bugs, I suppose, or just something they need to add in. You could currently only access the arena shop from the arena itself, which is here. And here's the stuff that is available. So you can get the Mind Sokka character, the Tangle Mine relic, which lowers the defense of the enemy. Then there is the Earth Rumble set of arts here, which are plus health increasing. So for Bumi, these sound like really, really good. Increase your health, and then if you use all 6 of these, increased max health to everyone, to your allies as well. So that seems like an ideal thing for Bumi, ultimately. Now, some of the stuff is quite expensive, so you can see, like, this is going to be sort of, you know, across a couple of weeks that you're doing this, because I think even if you place really, really highly, at most you're getting about 1,000, but you're probably not going to place super high up in the rankings unless you have like a ton of level 70 characters. Now, the stuff is slightly cheaper here in this section of the shop, where you can get energy skip tickets, summon tickets, peace chaos tickets, and some of this stuff as well, with obviously, you know, the skill token being 3,000. So you're going to be saving up for that for a really, 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 really long time. So for me, I think I'm going to prioritize getting the those arts, because they seem like they're pretty cool. That's going to be what I'm focusing on for now, and then maybe just save up for the skill coin or something like that. So there's that. So let's do the harder battle down here. They have a level 60 key walk, so this could be a little tricky here. Obviously, I have higher level like overall, but we'll see how this goes. So Kiwok's a bit of a tricky character, because obviously when you defeat her, she goes into the sort of like immune ice state for a little bit, and then comes back with kind of much lower health. But, you know, she stays around for quite a while. Okay, so I'll try and take out their Katara first with Suki.
I'm not giving up. Let me heal.
Okay, I'll use advanced skill first.
Here to help.
That takes out their Katara. Water debuff on Zuko in the back. I get an extra turn.
Here to help.
So that was Zuko activating his kind of when his health gets low ability. I'll go with the advanced skill for Aang to go for the knockdown, but it kills Zuko. And now Bumi's up. So we'll try and take out Iroh, who's obviously a defense character here. So we'll use the advanced skill of Bumi here. Try and inflict some elemental debuffs, which we did. So yeah, Bumi then switches into his other mode. Iroh will defend. Kiwok will attack. But we get the counter here on Suki. And then Bumi is able to go. So, what is it going to be? We can do knockback damage or bending damage. So I'll just go for the advanced skill once again. Bumi then switches once again, and I'll target Iroh, and I'll go for the combo attack using Bumi as the ender. Who's up next? So Kiwok. So I'll target Kiwok with this attack, which should push her back into. Didn't quite do that.
My turn.
Okay, so this one's taking a few more turns just because there's some higher power characters, but we're in control overall. Here is Katara, so again we'll target Iroh over here first. Go Bumi as the combo ender.
I'm with you.
Okay, so there's Kiwok's kind of ice mode, where she'll be immune for a little bit.
Just like we practiced.
So we'll just target Iroh down.
Prepare yourself.
Okay, so there's the earth effect.
Really hurt my tailbone.
So just again, this should take Iroh out, yes.
Now check this out.
And this should... No, wait, actually this won't. We have to wait for Kiwok to come out of this mode first, and then we can damage.
Positions. You're mine. Let me heal.
And yeah, so we can go for the attack here. So let's do combo.
I'm bringing you down.
Well now. All together now.
Okay, air debuff there.
Stop.
And there is the victory.
You're mine.
So we weren't ever really in particular danger there, but we had like in general, like across the board, sort of like
We did it.
10, 20-ish level advantage overall. Well, you can see the idea. As you begin to level up, you gain access to a little bit more of kind of the higher ranking battles overall. So we'll play this battle next, which this one might actually be a little bit trickier because even though their highest one is 50, their Iroh is level 52. So this could be a slightly tricky battle, but I'd say it'll go pretty similarly to the previous one. And the reason I'm not switching my team around is because, like, for say like Aang and so on, I'm trying to get his 4th level of skill mastery unlocked, which requires to use him in like I think 25 arena battles. So that's what I'm doing here. And unfortunately, Jeong's not leveled up enough to probably use in the arena at these levels. He'd just be probably killed immediately. Especially when he's only on skill level 1. Okay, so we'll target the top of the front here.
We got this.
Okay, so she's dodged. We'll use Katara's advanced skill here.
Let me heal.
Toph is up first, so we'll target her with Aang. That'll knock her back a little bit.
Now check this out.
We'll use the advanced skill of Bumi next.
Maybe you
That will
should-
also inflict some debuffs.
All you got.
Master your basics.
Counter from Suki.
Oh, you're going down.
Oh, is this a
I've got you.
double? No.
Huh. You're gonna have to do better
Okay,
than that.
there's that. So we can use the first attack here, which deals bending damage. So this should do mega damage here, yeah. Take out Katara. That'll switch Bumi. We'll target Iroh over here.
We fight
Okay, so there's the second rank Earth debuff. The Kiwok comes in. Aang's frozen. And I think we have it. Yeah, we can do another combo. So we'll attack Iroh with the combo.
I'm with you.
Really hurt my tailbone. Master your basics.
Suki counters. So that's working out well.
Sorry, nephew.
Whoa. Okay, so now we just have to deal with Kiwok's mode here. Okay, so we just have to do damage here.
Momo, no.
Eventually, I forget the exact way her skill works again. Let me...
Let's do this together.
Okay, Ice Clone is forcibly removed after 5 dodged hits. Okay, so that's how it works.
Now check this out. Here to help.
There are no take-backsies in my kingdom.
We got this. Get behind me. Lucky shot. All in a day's work for the Avatar, I guess. Now check this out. Let me heal.
And there we go. We get the victory there.
I did it!
And that clears this sort of like page or list of enemies for us to face. So yeah, list cleared gets us another one. And then you can see it loads up another group of them as well. So, oh look, there's a very low level team over here. Level 1 and stuff like that. So, I don't know, maybe they're just kind of giving up easy wins to people or something like that. I'm not really sure. But you know, that's how it goes. And you just keep leveling up, and as you keep winning, you go up. You can see I'm 100 away from the next rank, which will increase the amount of rewards that I'll get, and so on. And then, of course, here's the defense thing, where, of course, you can choose to, you know, battle the people you've gone up against. And then, yeah, when you go into edit team, I think you get the option to do test defense. This is how you do basically test battles, is by just doing the test defense thing if you wanted to. So that's really good for if you ever have a specific combo of people you want to use. That's how you actually go about doing it. But yeah, we've completed some arena challenges here, which are now part of the daily missions. So we get all this stuff going. So that's all good. And then yeah, we'll just take a quick look at adventure mode and go to Omashu. So we're up here in the Mosei Sea, and we have Omashu over here. So you can see it's a pretty large area overall. Like you can see there's a lot going on here with the different kind of parts of the story as you go in, of course. There's a little bit kind of extra stuff added on here if you really focus on it. There's a few resource nodes here to do things to like as part of the story you have to get past here by using one of the nodes over here. Some of them aren't great. Like what is it, this one? This resource one here, Dusty Dwelling. Oh, they've actually reduced it. This was 600, I think, before the most recent update, and it was just so unrewarding. But now apparently you can get some pretty good stuff from it. 200, I think I actually have quite a bit, so I'll actually just do this one this time, see what I get. Fantastic snow leopard caribou fur. This is so soft. Here's a reward. What do we get? Okay, the blue ones are actually decent. That's not too bad. 200 of that stuff for that. That seems okay. I don't think I'd go overboard spending like tons on it, but you know, we'll see what happens there. So again, we're just marching Jeong through here, And yeah, you can see there the rewards for Omashu are slightly better than some of the other places. There's a little bit more of an emphasis on the blue items. So we're just going to clear some of the paths here. This is an interesting one here. The battle here. It's a somewhat difficult fight against Flopsy, where on his first turn he does so much damage to you. Just on his own, it can be quite difficult to deal with. But once you get through like the first turn, like if you just build up enough defense, you can gradually kind of like hack away, and like especially if you start inflicting the debuffs, you can definitely get stuff going there. So yeah, Omashu is pretty nice, but it's still much of the kind of same that we're kind of used to ultimately. Overall, like a lot of the other battle places are against sort of like thugs, street thugs and stuff like that going on. So yeah, we're definitely still waiting for obviously a lot of the kind of newer kind of places to be added into the game overall, as I just kind of collect some of the stuff here. You can see I have the boulder as well. I actually quite like the boulder. It's just going to take quite a while to build up his kind of skill level, because he's one of the characters you get in the summon shop. I think I'm close to having 20 again, if I remember correctly. So if I just go to the shop here, you can see powerful summon tickets are still available because the Keywalk event is still ongoing. This is where you get the deserter stuff. So they cost 2,000 adventure points each. Yeah, that's it. So that's all that stuff. That's fine. Yeah, summon. So there's a new Fire Nation Messenger Hawk here. This is the speed relic for fire. But yeah, the boulder's 20. I have 17 at the moment. I have the Katara I want, so I'm not sure I'm overly focused on this Katara. I'm not really sure I want to rank up this Kyoshi Warrior. So realistically, I think with this, I'm probably either going to go for like a boulder to get a skill coin for him. Maybe the Air Nomad Youth, who sounds kind of interesting. Fog of Lost Souls, permanently reduced damage by 10% each time an enemy is defeated, and it happens 2 times per battle. I'm not sure how strongly I feel about that. I like the boulder, and I kind of want to make an Earth team eventually, so I think what I'm probably going to do is focus a lot of my extra skill coin stuff on the boulder, unless someone new pops up in the summon shop that I want to really go for. But yeah, a lot of what I'm doing in the game at this moment is just kind of kind of grinding materials, like doing my usual thing of do the adventure paths to build up, to do the boss battles, to get the coins, to get more of the stuff to increase the rank of my characters. So say like Katara, to enlighten her to get the 7th chakra, you can see here I need like 50 of that, but I have 38. Really close on the offensive beads, level 3. Have to do some stuff to get build up a lot of level 3 water element, and then the talisman is just available in the shop for like what? It's 3. You get 3 of them for 5 boss battle coins, so that's no real problem. So it's just a matter of the time and stuff like that. So I assume by maybe next week or the week afterwards, I'll be able to rank up Katara, and I'll have her pretty much max level. So that's that. Then I'm close to being able to rank up Suki, I think. I just need a few little bit more pieces, because I quite like the way Suki works as a character. Oops, wrong thing. She is only skill level 3 out of 6, and unless the Suki event comes back, obviously you have to use the skill kind of coin things, which are really rare items, which are kind of tricky. So yeah, Suki, if we do go here, this will be to the 6th chakra. So you can see I'm good on the first 2 things, and I just need 2 more of the special one, which I can do really, really quickly now, and anytime I want. So I'll be able to rank up Suki very, very soon. But it just highlights that, this is still me trying to build up my like A team, let alone the specific teams you need for the boss battles. Like, say the Bumi boss battle, you can only use Earth heroes and special heroes, and suddenly that takes out like my 2 best characters, and it forces me to use like Bumi, Suki, probably like Kyoshi Warrior and Toph effectively as my team, and it's not as effective. So there's a lot of upgrading that you need to do because of those restrictions on the higher level activities. So that's important to keep in mind as well. But yeah, there is some gameplay from me. And yeah, I'll probably have another video the next time there is a significant update to the game. When they add in the next stuff, when they add in the next one of the other generations or stuff like that. Like I said, I do play the game quite regularly. The reason I don't do regular videos is just because a lot of the time I'm just kind of playing it day to day. The few summon tickets I get, I'll spend and stuff like that. So I actually have quite a few nature stones built up, and I'm just waiting to see what the next kind of big summon event is before I decide where to use them at the moment. But you know, that's just where I am at in the game. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on PvP Arena, Omashu, and also what do you think is going to happen with the next couple of updates? What are you expecting from the game in terms of what characters you want to see, stuff like that. But yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.